What's up, everyone? Welcome to your weekly tech update, the show that explores the newest, coolest, and craziest side of the interwebs. I am your host, Ray McNeil. Coming up on the program today, watch New Kids on the Block, Salt-N-Pepa, En Vogue, and Rick Astley unite to spoof classic music videos. And it's awesome. A molecular drinks printer claims to make anything from iced coffee to your favorite cocktail. Happening in this week's What The, a drawbridge tender is terminated after the drawbridge raises with a car on it, but I personally think the driver is partly to blame too. We'll talk more about that later. And of course, we'll wrap up the program with this week's Moment of Joy. All that and a whole lot more coming up on today's edition of your weekly tech update next. New Kids on the Block are still hanging tough, and they've invited some old friends to their nostalgia party. The iconic boy band reunited with En Vogue, Salt-N-Pepa, and Rick Astley for their new music video, Bringing Back the Time, which dropped recently ahead of the group's mixtape tour 2022, which launches in June. Amid the song's throwback sounds harkening back to the 1980s, the acts appear in scenes spoofing memorable music videos from the era, including Journey's Separate Ways, A Flock of Seagulls, I Ran, Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love, Devo's Whip It, and much, much more. The video also features an introduction from Ralph McDaniels, host of New York City's Music Video Box.
Ralph McDaniels here, Video Music Box. Yo, let's take it back to 89. New Kids on the Block, Rick Astley, Salt-N-Pepa, and En Vogue, Bring Back the Time.
The promises we made were for life, and I know these go by, but it's something we can't rewind. Bring back the time, the heart never changes, and inside we're still the same kids we were back in 89. So bring.
This video, as fun and as silly as it is really a celebration of the music and the look of the videos of that era. New Kids on the Block member Donnie Wahlberg told Billboard, "For us and our fans, that's when we met. That's when we would count the stars in the sky. We made a promise for life back then that we would always be their band. They would always be our fans, and we would always have this relationship." It sounds sappy, but it's true. I think the fact that we still have that relationship with the fans, it's so fun to celebrate all our years together. Watch Bringing Back the Time right now on YouTube.
Here we go.
Here on your weekly tech update, we don't only talk about technology, but we talk about anything that technology may bring to the table, including all of the wonderful things that we have in the entertainment industry. Thanks to technology, these movies that we're watching these days are absolutely fascinating and scary realistic. And I am overjoyed to hear that the post-apocalyptic thriller I Am Legend is getting a follow-up film. Deadline reports that Warner Brothers is moving forward with an I Am Legend sequel, with original star Will Smith returning, with Michael B. Jordan coming on board to star and produce alongside Smith. The film will be the duo's first big movie together as stars and producers. Oscar winner Akiva Goldsman, who wrote the previous film adaptation, will also return to pen this sequel and produce Smith and Jordan. All three of their deals are reportedly already closed, meaning the project is a go. Francis Lawrence, who directed the original film, is not currently on board, but they have no director named, so we may see him back eventually. Based on the 1954 novel of the same name by Richard Matheson, I Am Legend was released in 2007. It's set in a world that's been ravaged by a virus that has wiped out most of mankind. And Will Smith is one of the last human beings alive. With only his dog and mannequins to keep him company, well, he must also defend himself against hostile mutant creatures. Plot details of the new I Am Legend have not been divulged yet, but there have been earlier reports of a new movie nearing development, though it was unclear what this new take will be like. As far back as 2008, Will Smith teased a possible follow-up film, which at the time was being thought of as a prequel. If made, that concept would have seen Smith heading from New York to the city of Washington, D.C. to make a last stand. There had also been reports in 2014 of another I Am Legend movie entering development. At that time, the word was that it would not include Smith, instead serving as a reboot with a new lead character. The plan was to take a script from another story called A Garden at the End of the World and retrofit it so that it would be more in line with the I Am Legend story. For better or worse, this planned version of the film never saw the light of day either. Given that Smith is back on board for this sequel with another huge star like Michael B. Jordan beside him, it seems likely that the film is finally happening for real this time. It's unclear when shooting might begin or when fans can anticipate seeing the new movie, but for those wanting an update to I Am Legend, this is certainly excellent news. You know me by now. Over the past 200 episodes, I've told you of my love of technology and my love of video games. And no matter how many games come out and how good they are, Grand Theft Auto and the series in whole is still one of my favorite of all time. Digital Dreams has recently shared a video from a remake-sized modded version of GTA 4 using QuantV and Reshade. And well, the results look phenomenal. Grand Theft Auto 4 is the most praised title from Rockstar Games history. The game was definitely a reinvention of Grand Theft Auto, with a dark story, a gloomy setting, and so much depth in its gameplay. Still, Grand Theft Auto 4 is at the top of the franchise for a significant part of the community, despite all the great things achieved by Grand Theft Auto 5. Now that Rockstar has released a remaster of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, players would love to see a remake, or at least a remaster of Niko Bellic's Journey coming to next-gen platforms. That being said, even if Rockstar brings a remaster, we doubt their final work looks even close to what Digital Dreams has tested recently. A mixture of QuantV mods and Reshade preset has given birth to this jaw-dropping version of Grand Theft Auto 4, which definitely looks better than GTA 5 and even its upcoming enhanced version. Adding ray tracing to Liberty City has completely changed the look of the city. Despite having that gloomy environment, it now looks very realistic without the infamous grain effect that we used to see in the vanilla version of GTA 4. I just wish I could play this mod with no need for a NASA-sized computer like the one that has been used for testing this massively modded version of GTA 4. In order to install these mods, you will need to subscribe to the Patreon page of the modder, but we strongly suggest that you consider that mods are not always optimized, and your experience might not be smooth enough without a high-spec PC. And this thing apparently was a NASA-sized machine, whatever that means. Again, if you want to check it out, you definitely need to take a look at the YouTube video to start with, and then see if you're brave enough to tackle modding GTA 4 on your own computer to make it look like this.